I'm ready to face anything. Will be ours.
Fan out.
Shake it off! You can do it! A fight? Good. Come on, get out of there! is a great area for harvesting. Steady there! Deep breaths!
You have done well, Wayfarer. Tuwaka is pleased. Very soon, it is like Tuwaka is taking in the air and preparing to send his breath. The withered hand here will soon crumble, and the particles will drift away like sand in the wind. Tuwaka says you will have the pleasure of killing this Uwafa. With his help, of course. First, you must light the final brazier over there. Then, Tuwaka's breath will come. Tuwaka will send his breath soon. I do not see the head necromancer out here. This evil man, Uwafa. He must have breached Tuwaka's sanctum. He will be in for quite a surprise when we light the final brazier. Tuwaka says you will have the pleasure of killing this. Uwafa has sealed himself inside the sanctum with my priests. I fear for them, but Tuwaka will help us. He will unseal the doors. Then you can go in and kill this necromancer bastard. Are you ready to witness the power of a god, my friend? Go then, and light the final brazier. Do not fear the power of Tuwaka. You and I, we are his champions in this. Oh yes, we cannot forget those. If this Uwafa has them, we will soon get them back. Even with the Anse wards, Uwafa is no match for the strength of a god. Of course, all priests of Tuwaka know such things. The wards were forged when 3 Anse gave their lives to channel their spirits into their blades. They did this so that the wards would protect the consecrated dead. In the hands of these necromancers, the strength of the Anse wards is much weakened. With some magics, they might even be able to pervert the ward's power for terrible ends. It is good that we will soon have them back. Great Tuwaka, keeper of souls, hear the prayer of your humble servant. Your sacred grounds have been defiled. The rest of our ancestors have been disturbed. I ask you to send your sacred breath to cleanse the temple and give us your blessing to destroy the defiler. He has given his blessing. Go into the inner sanctum and kill Uwafa!
Thank you. The corruption in my ward is gone. But the other wards, we must find them.
I am very proud. Tuaka says that you smote this Uwafa mightily. You recovered the ward of Anse Radan as well. The temple is restored, and Alakir is safer. Tuaka is pleased. Tuaka says you should not worry. He says you will find them. I can watch over the ward of Anse Radan for now. Tuaka has much faith in you, my friend. He wants me to give you this. You should be honored.
What do you think you'll make with that?
Done all that I can. Tuatha guided your footsteps here at the perfect moment, sister. There is a Shaba work to be done. The Withered Hand has taken over the port. The situation is strange, though, to say the least. The Withered Hand launched a surprise attack against Tava's blessing. They killed everyone and everything, even the livestock. The strange thing is, they have not raised the dead. I do not know, but I fear they plan something terrible. Prince Azah and his men are barricaded in the warehouse at the eastern edge of town. He may have learned more about what these fiends are planning. You should go to him. I hope the prince has learned more. I believe the Withered Hand has brought one of the Ansei lords here, and that does not bode well. You were at Tuatha's throne, were you not? So, you know that as well as anyone. I wish I could tell you. Faherajad's naval shipyards are here, but I cannot imagine why the Withered Hand would care about that. I hear these were sacred grounds back in the days of the Ansei. Perhaps that is what drew the Withered Hand here.
Excessive.
I heard the commotion out there, and somehow I knew it was you. I can't tell you how good it is to see you, my illustrious friend. As you can see, we are in dire straits here. It's on the verge of getting even worse. That fiend Alasan is here. With Tuatha dead, he has the Withered Hand dedicated to his own twisted designs. He seeks power. Reason they aren't raising these people. It's because Alasan plans to turn himself into a lich. He has corrupted one of the Ansei wards. He's using some kind of necromantic focuses to channel energy from the dead for a ritual he's conducting in the lighthouse. He says this ritual will make him a lich. Will you help me stop him? I believe it's best to destroy the focuses first. Alasan's minions have been piling the dead around them, and they seem to be channeling energy for the ritual. Destroy the focuses, then go to the lighthouse and find a way to disrupt Alasan's ritual. When we arrived, the necromancers had already killed everyone. We snuck up to spy on them, and I saw Alasan. Evil has twisted his features, but I knew him. He was ranting about this ritual to become a lich. We attacked, but you see how that went. Yes, he and Uwafa both. Since we were knee-high to a dune beetle. We studied together. They were always sadistic, obsessed with death. That was before their father turned, of course. If only we had killed them all back then. My father sent me here because he feared the Withered Hand might target our navy. I don't think that's why they came, though. It seems that many centuries ago, this was the home of one of the Ansei who sacrificed themselves to create the wards. I suspect it has something to do with Alasan's plan to become a lich. This is where the Ansei was born. Perhaps Alasan had to bring the ward here in order to corrupt it. That's just my theory, of course.
That should come in handy. That's over with, I suppose.
Move to flank!
You've come too late! The ritual has begun and you cannot strike me down! You are the one who killed my brother Uwafa, are you not? I will grant that you are likely a formidable foe. But once I become a lich, I will burn you to cinders. There's nothing you can do to stop me now! The ritual has begun, and I am already bound to the Ansei ward as it is bound to me! If you strike me down, the blade will be shattered!
You broke the Ansei ward. You think that will stop me? I am not finished.
After so many centuries, it is a wonder I can still be surprised. I could not abide the necromancer corrupting my ward, but I was powerless to stop him. Your actions have shattered the blade, but you made the right choice. You have my gratitude. Shattering the blade was the only way, albeit there were consequences. Necromantic energy was released, causing the dead of Tava's blessing to rise. The necromancer himself is not a lich, but he has become a powerful spirit. No, he cannot be slain now. There is a way, but I am fading. With the ward broken, my strength wanes quickly. I will presently go to the far shores unless you can reforge the blade. We need the gods' favor. For Tava, capture the desert wind. For Morwa, get the milk of a goat. And for Zet, gather the earth from a fallen warrior's grave. With these elements, reforge the blade. Then bring it to the Onse Shrine.
You are undone by your own heroics, dog. I may not be a lich, but I have an army of undead.
Sheath your weapons. The battle is won.
You will die. You will die, and then you will join my army.
Let's go! That should come in handy. That's the last of them.
affairs long enough. It is time to end this.
Yes, the time has come to end this evil.
What are you doing here? Your ward is broken, Ansei. You are no threat to me.
Now, take the ward and use it to trap Alasan.
What are you doing? No!
I feared that after all these years, my sacrifice would prove to be of no avail, but you performed admirably. We cannot kill that necromancer, but he will trouble us no more. He became some kind of specter, and he bound himself to my ward, but that allowed me to imprison him within it. He is contained now. The important thing is that the ward is restored and can again protect the Alakir Desert. For that, I thank you. I sense that the third ward is in the greatest peril of all. The sibling of the necromancer who came here is far more skilled in the dark arts, far more dangerous, and far more ambitious. The sibling I speak of has not been slain, and has possession of the third Ansei ward, but I cannot sense its location. Despite our victory here, the Alakir Desert is still in danger. Whatever has befallen, you must recover the third ward. I do not know, but trust your destiny, for it will lead you where you need to be. First, though, you must secure my ward. Find someone you can entrust with its keeping. I sense that we will meet again. May the gods watch over you until then.
Attack!
What foulness is afoot now? The dead have risen? I thought Alasan was purposefully not raising them. Are we too late? Has Alasan made himself into a lich? He's not? Oh, we should rejoice then! That bastard! I relish the knowledge of his defeat. Without him, the rest of these necromancers do not concern me. Not in the least. What of the Ansei ward? Do you have it? And you brought it to me? That's quite an honor. I promise you, for as long as I live, it will not fall into enemy hands again. Now, only the final Ansei ward remains. But if Uwafa and Alasan are gone, who has it? Another sibling? But who could that be? Wait, Satura did have another child, a very young daughter. I remember her now, nipping at her brother's heels. I do not remember her name. Somehow we must find her, though.
I think I know where to find the third Ansei ward. It seems the necromancer Alasan underestimated you. I was hiding outside the lighthouse. After you disrupted the ritual, I went in and found Alasan's notes. I think I know where the Withered Hand has taken the third Ansei ward. Hunding's Watch. The Withered Hand is seeking out the birthplaces of the Ansei who forged the wards. Just as Alasan did here, they can use these locations to corrupt the wards. The third Ansei, Halela, was born near Hunding's Watch. I am sure of nothing, but this is my suggestion for where you should begin your search. There is a wise woman in Hunding's Watch, Priestess Sermon. Perhaps she can give you more insight. Since both Alasan and Uwafa have been dealt with, the Withered Hand may be considerably weakened. Perhaps the third Ansei ward is closer at hand than you realize. If the gods are with you, I believe you will recover it quickly. My name is Shiri. I am apprenticed to Scholar Zoré in Bergama. She sent me along to assist Prince Azah in tracking down the second Ansei ward. I'd prefer to help you and the prince further, but Zoré wants me back in Bergama. I could spend hours telling you about the role the third ward has played in history, but I would only put you to sleep. All you need to know is that the Withered Hand has it, and Hunding's Watch is the best place to start your search. Don't you? You've foiled their plans here and at Tuwaka's throne. You defeated both Uwafa and Alasan. I would imagine the Withered Hand is in considerable disarray.
Satakal eats himself, and the spirits move to the far shores. Shiri? I do not know this name, nor do I know anything about any Ansei ward. I know only that Satakal will soon devour himself, devour us all. We must warn them. Or must we? No, it matters not.
It is good to see you again, my friend. Now I understand why Tuwaka bid me to come here to Hunding's Watch. If you are to save the Alakir Desert from the Withered Hand, there are things you must learn from the spirits of this place. Yes, many of them. And pilgrims come from all over Hammerfell to honor them, the heroes of our greatest wars. It is usually a quiet affair, but when one such as you arrives, spirits of friend and foe alike awaken to create a portrait of the past. To teach you, if you are to be champion of the Alakir, you must understand the spirit of this desert and its people. Tuwaka says you must walk in the steps of our heroes, battle the spirits of the enemies they faced. Then you will understand. First, you will face the Nidic peoples. When the Regatta first crashed on these shores, the Needs were first to challenge them. Fight the Nidic soldier spirits, claim their essences, and use them to summon and face their leader, War Chief Hakon. The Nidic peoples were the ancient ancestors of our human kin here in Tamriel. Those who dwelled on the Isle of Hern had long struggled to resist the elves prior to the Regatta's arrival. Upon seeing the Yokudan sails, They took up the sword again. They struggled mightily. We honor their bravery. But no, they fell before the Yokudan onslaught like all the others. That was the name of our Yokudan ancestors during the exodus from our ancient homeland. After Yokuda sank beneath the waves, they sailed here in search of a new home. Their coming was not peaceful. You see, the term Regada means warrior wave. Yes, my friend, albeit slowly. Not all heed Tuaka's words as I do. When the withered hand is no more, we will have much to do. All the corpses to be cleaned and dressed. Zet's tears. We will need more throne keepers. Of that I am certain.
You are not welcome here. We will defend our land.
They made their choices. So be it. Got it!
In our fight against the Needs, we saw the raw power of defiance. We came to respect Tamriel and its warriors. You must now battle the giant Goblinkin. The Regada's long road to conquest was paved with thousands of these beasts' corpses. Such things are difficult to imagine, yes. In those times, goblins were mighty beasts, and their cruelty was not tempered by cowardice as it is now. Their filthy strongholds littered the sands of Hammerfell like a pox when the Regada arrived. Horrible indeed. Our Yokudan ancestors could not tolerate such a blight on their new homeland. They would suffer no rivals, and so one of their mightiest heroes, Frandar Hunding, rallied the swords of the Regada to slay the beasts. Tuatha claimed him during one of the bloodiest battles of the campaign. But his son, Divad, filled with wrath over the slaying of his father, soon rose to take command of the Regada. He swore to avenge his father, no matter the cost. The Song of Divad tells us that he and his band of sword singers worked their sacred forges and consulted eldritch tomes for many long years to create 5 great swords. With these blessed blades, the Regada forever vanquished the giant goblins. Well, Tuatha tells me that you must do battle with the spirits of the long-dead giant Goblinkin. To what end? I do not know. But only fools doubt Tuatha's wisdom.
Taste our steel! Let's. The day is ours! Underestimating you was their last mistake.
Ironically, it was in our fight against the hideous goblins that we came to love the desert and its simple beauty. Now you must face the proud orc warriors of ancient Orsinium. The fight for the orc city proved to be one of our greatest trials. It is the heart of Orcdom in Tamriel, settled at the foot of the Hrothgarian Mountains. It is a city of simple things, towering and cold. It has been razed and rebuilt countless times. The orcs are a tenacious people. Conquerors is a strong word, but yes, Of course they were. Ah, our ancestors and the Bretons laid siege to the city for 30 years before finally breaching the walls and razing the city. The orcs proved to be fearsome adversaries. You must face the ancient orcish specters in battle, and then summon and defeat their leader, General Thashaga. Tuwaka says there is great wisdom to be gleaned from this.
You are not welcome here. We will defend our land.
The swords of Yukuda were not often sheathed. Our long siege of Orsinium taught us the value of patience. Now you must face the forces of the Breton king, Joal, a treacherous asp, whose lust for power led to broken alliances and countless sorrows. He was the king of Daggerfall during the siege of Orsinium. The embers of the Orcish hold had not even cooled before he took up arms against our ancestors, his former allies. He was slain by a heroic sword singer at the Battle of Bankarai Pass. You must slay the perfidious spirits of King Joal's Breton army. Then King Joal himself, I suspect. Tuwaka shall be watching.
Redguard, you served your purpose. Now you will die.
You need to keep moving. no remorse! Courage brings victory.
Light it!
Joal's betrayal taught us yet another virtue. Caution. Wariness. We remain slow to trust, but loyal beyond measure. You have reached the summit. The Make-Way God sees much at this height. Have you learned the greatest lesson of this place? The greatest lesson of Hundig's watch is this. Wars are fleeting. But honor is eternal. The dunes of time are ever shifting. Kings rise and fall. Cities are raised and rebuilt. Alliances are forged and broken. But honor, glory, legend remains. Your valor strikes a mighty bell. The heroes have come here themselves. Makela Leki, Derek Hallen, and both Frandar and Divad Hunding. Their spirits have come here to meet you, to challenge you, and to teach you. No, you will not cross blades. The Sword Singers were as much mages as warriors. They sought strength of body and of mind. These spirits will speak to you. Choose your words with care, though. Tawaka says they seek to teach and to test.
I spent my early years as a maiden of a spirit blade. As early as I can remember. Great heroes often carry the greatest regrets. They lie buried in the sand with the bones and broken blades, hidden, forgotten. I had many stories to pass on, but only one is known. Hearken, you have won a great battle and covered yourself in glory. But you are gravely wounded. A magical memory stone will allow you to record your last thoughts. Do you think of the battle recording history? Or do you immortalize your beloved family? Family is paramount, yes. But are not all Redguards bound by blood? In immortalizing your own family, you may have robbed a civilization of one of its greatest glories. The price of legend is high. The battle is celebrated, but my family is lost.
We must consider negotiation, my son.
To the dogs with that! Hira has killed my mother. He killed your wife.
What you say is true. But many more wives and sisters will die.
If we take up the sword...
This cave has made a coward of you. We must fight!
To choose for oneself is simple. To choose for a nation is hard. The heaviest blade is as a feather compared to the trust of one's people. Abide with me, and listen carefully. A tyrant threatens your people. If you submit to him and become his willing thrall, your people will be shown mercy. If you attack, you and your people will be driven from your homeland and exiled to the sea. What do you do? I too choose to attack, but all choices bear a cost, Wayfarer. When the last sword was sheathed in the shadow of Mount Hatu, the dead were beyond counting. Many more were lost at sea during the Exodus. Was the price of honor too high?
The goblins approach, my lord. They will slaughter our scouts.
We must hold this pass or the war is lost. Their sacrifice will be remembered always.
Many of our noblest warriors will be slain. How can you turn your back to them?
A goat will run if you strike it. A jackal may bite if you give chase. Only man can choose to do nothing. The path of restraint is often the hardest. I pose to you a question, one that still haunts me. You are a scout for a great army, perched on a mountainside. In the pass below, a band of enemy soldiers slowly approach the position of your dearest friend. Do you abandon your post to help your friend, or do you remain hidden to report the attack? So, you place duty above personal concerns. Your superiors would be pleased, certainly. But could you bear the guilt? Could you walk all the long trails of your life, knowing that your inaction led to the death of your closest friend?
The blades are forbidden. We must not use them.
Without them, our people, our civilization will die.
Taking up those blades may lead to something far worse than death.
All choices exact a toll, Wayfarer. Some are trivial, but some linger for generations. I was forced to drink from a bitter cup in my time, and all Redguards have paid the price. I wonder if you would have made the same choice. Giant goblins, beasts thought conquered by Divad, have returned. The fight goes poorly. You know the location of powerful magicked blades. They are dangerous. They were hidden for a reason. Do you seek out the blades, or fight on without them? I acted as you would. We chose the blades and destroyed the beasts. But as a result, the Shahai, or spirit swords, were forever destroyed. Centuries of wondrous tradition was snuffed out. I must bear that weight always.
Tuwaka tells me the heroic spirits have returned to their slumber. Ah, only Tuwaka has such knowledge, my friend. I could barely hear you from here. Luckily, Tuwaka has shared some of his wisdom with me. You show great wisdom with your choices. You pursue the deepest honor, that which is found in sacrifice. Your pursuit of the Withered Hand is proof of this, is it not so? Only know that caution is sometimes the enemy of progress. What? No! I simply thought you'd like to know what Tuwaka thought of you. He is an excellent judge of character. No. The real lesson of these heroes is that legend always carries a price. You must be prepared to pay that toll when it comes. Tuwaka extends his hand. You need only enter the portal, and you will be transported back to the desert below.
Please, tell me you have seen her. Shiri, the Scholar's apprentice. Have you seen her? She had the ancient text from the Withered Hand necromancer at Tava's Blessing. She was supposed to go back to Bergama, but she never made it. We knew Shiri believed the Third Ward was here, and that you came this way, so we were hoping. Alas, there is one other place she might be, but I am too weak to make the journey. Will you take on the search for Shiri in my stead? It is not just Shiri. It is the text she found at Tava's Blessing. Scholar Zore says it must be kept away from the Withered Hand. Shiri has a cousin in Satakalam, Nahira. Please, you must go and see if Shiri is there. Thank you, my friend. Prince Azaz said you were indispensable. I now see why. You do an old soldier a great favor by helping. I hope Shiri is not hurt, and even more so, I hope that text has not been taken again by the Withered Hand. I was beset by many troubles on the journey from Tava's Blessing. Scorpions, Dune Rippers, and then, not far from here, I was ambushed by the Withered Hand. I managed to kill the dirty dogs, but not before they had hurt me pretty good. Yes, I just need time to rest, to eat, and to properly bandage my wounds. Finding Shiri is too important, though. I would have made myself go on, however slowly, if you were not here. I do not know, but it is all we have to go on. Scholar Zore was almost certain Shiri would have come here, but she suggested Satakalam as her next guess. Shiri was not close to her cousin, but Zore said she planned to visit Nahira someday. She needs to take that text she found in Tava's Blessing and bring it back to Zore and Bergama. If you are willing, I would suggest you escort the girl there yourself. She seems to have a talent for getting lost.
What do you think you'll make with that?
Bergama's magistrate should be taken into the desert and stoned to death. That is all.
What happened here? This is terrible. Did the Imperials do this? I hope Shiri was not here. Did you find any evidence that she visited? The leaders of the Withered Hand? But that would mean... Shiri is one of them too? A necromancer? You think... Tears of Set, with that text, and we have no idea where she is. This is unthinkable. Shiri came to me only a few months ago, but she seemed so dedicated. Of course she was. She was studying the Ansei wards. How could I not have seen this? I hope we find her before she does something terrible. I just don't know. Her brothers are dead, and we have recovered 2 of the Ansei wards. Does she have the 3rd? Is the Withered Hand now under her command? Was it all along? There are so many questions. I will need time. Time we don't have. I'm not sure. Perhaps the Motalian necropolis? Her father's remains are there. Yes, that may be where Shiri has gone. It is just on the other side of the city. You should go there, as soon as you can. I just don't know. Her brothers are dead, and we have recovered 2 of the Ansei wards. Does she have the 3rd? Is the Withered Hand now... You were here? Thank the gods. We need you. The 3rd Ansei ward is here. That girl, Shiri, the scholar's apprentice. She is a necromancer, and she has come to the necropolis. We have to stop her. Raising the dead. The consecrated dead. The very dangerous consecrated dead. The most evil people who ever walked the sands of the Alikir are entombed in the Motalian necropolis. Prince Azan and I came to stop them, but we were overpowered. I fear he is either dead or taken captive. We were attacked by so many, so fast. I tried to find him, but to no avail. I came back to catch my breath. With you here, though, I am willing to try again. If you are, that is. We must hurry to find the prince. That girl, Shiri. She is not who we thought she was. She is ruthless. Given the chance, I have no doubt she will kill the prince and raise him as her undead thrall. We must not allow that to happen.
Thronekeeper Farvad and several of the prince's guards came here with us, but most of them were killed when we were attacked. It happened so fast. We should have been more prepared.
He came on his own. He said someone warned him about Shiri and that he was directed to come to Metalian Necropolis. Of course, he also said Tuwaka was speaking to him, so I am not sure how much to believe. To raise an army, we assumed. Thronekeeper Farvad suspected something else, though. He would not say exactly, but he seemed very concerned. Perhaps the prince understood what he was nervous about. Regardless, we need to find him quickly.
Thronekeeper Farvad and several of the prince's guards came here with us, but most of them were killed when we were attacked. It happened so fast. We should have been more prepared.
That's it. Are you hurt?
I can't believe you're finding me like this again. It was humiliating enough the last time. There's no time for jests, though. The Withered Hand has stolen back the Ansei wards we recovered. They have all three again. You gave Ansei Maja's ward to me for safekeeping, and so I was holding on to it. Thronekeeper Farvad was here too, with Ansei Radon's ward. I think Shiri planned it this way. I think she lured us here to get the wards back. Isn't it obvious? She was fooling us all. Apprenticing with Scholar Zore so she could learn about the Ansei wards. Coming along with us to Tava's blessing. She is diabolical. She is like her father. She is the sibling we were warned about. I don't know. I don't even know what she's planning. If we get the Ansei wards back, that should at least slow her down, though. Shiri took Ansei Maja's ward into the next room, where she performed some kind of ritual. No. After she finished the ritual, she left. But I think the ward is still in there. Please, you have to go in there and get it. And then find Thronekeeper Farvad and the ward he was carrying. I'll catch up. If you untie me first, that is. That's fine. If you could just untie me and let me stand up first, I'll answer all your questions.
Thanks to my sister, I am restored, and now I will have my vengeance!
From the side!
This is a great area for harvesting. Take you!
What have I done? What have I done? I have struck down one of our ancestors. I have betrayed my vows, my people, my God. Tuwaka, how could you allow me to do this? No, I am not all right. Not all right at all. I have failed Tuwaka. First, I lost Anse Radann's ward, and then to get it back, I was forced to strike down the honored dead. Now the ward is corrupted, and so am I. Well, perhaps. Tuwaka says now that you are here, there is a way. I must cleanse the ward, but I will need you to protect me while I do. Would you do that for me, my friend? The dead? That witch, Shiri, has set them against us. They will try to stop me from cleansing the ward. But if you will defend me, I can cleanse it. If you are ready. Tuwaka says we should do this as soon as we can. I will cleanse the blade. You keep them off of me. Tuwaka says to keep it up. You are doing a good job. Just a bit more. There. It is done. Come, quickly now. We must stop this woman, Shiri. Meet me at the central tomb.
Come and take us!
Circle around!
Destroy! I am glad you caught up. I am glad you came to the necropolis in the first place. Tuwaka says, you are the one who must stop Shiri from doing this dark deed. She is planning to resurrect her father, the necromancer Satura. I was much younger when this man tried to turn the Alakir into a kingdom of undeath. But I will never forget the horror, the terror. Oh, we cannot allow Satura to return. He was the most powerful necromancer to ever walk these sands. Worse than his children, I suspect. Tuwaka warns me. Satura will be unstoppable if he is returned from the dead. He will be a great lich, or something even more terrible. We will kill her and retrieve the last Anse ward. Shiri has sealed the tomb, though. Tuwaka says 2 of us will have to channel the wards we have to open the door. The other one can go in and join you in the fight. You must choose who will come.
We've been together in this battle since the beginning. You know I'll do whatever it takes to destroy the Withered Hand. That said, Shiri's already proven more than a match for me. We have to win this one, and you know best how to do that.
I will join you if you wish. I am no great warrior. I am only a humble priest. But Tuwaka says I can be of great assistance to you in this battle. He says it is up to you to make this decision, though. I am not one inclined to inflict pain and suffering, but I am skilled in doing the opposite. Tuwaka says this will be a very hard battle even for you. He says it would be my duty to keep you in the fight, to keep you healed. Tuwaka walks with you, and so will I.
All right. Let us open the door, then.
This wall will not stand before the power of an Anse ward.
It is done. Tuwaka says it is time for us to go in.
Treachery is cruel. Defeat is worse.
For killing my brother. This is for Uwafa! This is for Alice! My father will soon be raised. There is nothing we can do. This is for all my family. I die, but my father will avenge me. Satura will avenge us all!
I lived again. Paralyzed. Don't think. Move. Die.
It is done. Alakir is safe again. Come, hero. Gather my ward. To all things, there is a beginning and an end. Remember this. The Anse wards must be returned to Sentinel for safekeeping. Then we can return to our vigil. Then we can again protect the Alakir. You will. Come out of the crypt. I will help you and your friends return to Sentinel quickly. Opened a portal to Sentinel. You three may enter, but I must speak with your friend. Honor and faith are due all, but you who have come from afar, your contribution is matched in measure only by the length of your journey. Thank you. Through you, the Anse wards have been recovered, and so it will be through you they are restored. You have accomplished a heroic feat today, but there is more to be done. Wards to their rightful place. The impervious vault. The vault is stronger. It will protect the ward so that we can again protect the Alakir. I have opened this portal to the vault. You may use it if you wish.
One cannot be a great ruler without first being an impeccable judge of character. You walked into my palace a stranger, but I trusted you immediately. You have proven that my faith was well placed. Come, though. This is an historic day. We have strengthened the seals on the impervious vault. Your friends and many others have gathered to witness the return of the Anse wards to their rightful place. Take them. The honor is yours.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Indeed.
Yes.
Of course.
When I think back to when this all started, when the Withered Hand had captured me and was holding me beneath the city, I can't believe how far we've come. It wasn't easy, but we've defeated the Withered Hand. We're heroes now.
Tuwaka says this is good. He says all is as it should be, and you have done well. I agree with Tuwaka. I have enjoyed walking the sands with you.
My father would be very proud of us, I think. You have ensured that the honor of the Ashaba will abide. I am grateful that I can count on you as one of our tribe. You were as generous and kind as you are brave, sister. I hope we walk the sands together again someday. Until then, remember, true honor need not be named.
The wards are restored, and so are we. We can again maintain vigil over the living and the dead, and ensure that both adhere to the divine laws of Tuwaka. Your role in this has not gone unnoticed, young one. For us, it is never finished. But for you, your road leads elsewhere. You have done for Alakir far more than many others would have. You have fought bravely, sacrificed honorably. You have acted as an Anse would have. Your path is your own, But be assured, Tu'whacca has blessed you, and wherever you go, the gods will be with you. Remain steadfast, mortal, and may you come safely to your journey's end.
Today is a good day, my friends. Our sacred guardians are restored.
Yes!
The specter of undeath threatened our kingdom, our lives. The sands of the Alakir howled with the outrage of our honored ancestors. Now, though, the spawn of Satura are dead, and they will remain that way. The withered hand is scattered. Honor and faith! Many of you already know this. But all this was accomplished only because of this one who stands here before you. The spirit of Divad raises his blade in salute. Someday, this hero's song will be sung in the chants of praise. All hail our great protector. All hail the hero of the Alakir. In addition to the public praise, I must add my own private words of appreciation, Wayfarer. You not only saved the kingdom, you also saved its king. My reign would have been buried in the sands had you not intervened. Thank you. In honor of your selfless dedication, your unwavering courage, and the incredible service you have done the kingdom, I have a gift. This was one of Sentinel's greatest treasures. Now it is yours. I know you will use it well. It may seem unappreciative to ask more of you, but I would be neglecting my duty to the Daggerfall Covenant if I did not inform you of the tragedy at Bangarai. Any hope of peace there seems to have dried up in the wake of recent events. King Eamond is dead, killed by the Reachmen. They have long sought to reclaim northern Bangarai, and the war in Cyrodiil has given them the perfect opportunity. I am told the Reachmen march on Evermore even now. The city is in grave danger. Of course, but it'll take time. Time Evermore doesn't have. You could go now. They need someone like you to rally the city's defenses. After what you've accomplished here, I have no doubt you can make a difference. Will you go, Wayfarer? King Eamond had a stable boy who kept me informed, but I've heard nothing since the king's death. Not even word of who assumed the throne. His name is Ramza. Find him, and tell him I sent you to help. We cannot allow Bangarai to fall. Most of the Buellsay River shipping has been commandeered for the war. So I suggest you take the bridge from Stormhaven, or if you prefer, there is a more expedient way. Gabrielle can open a portal. You can be in Evermore within the hour. Indeed, a son and a daughter. Very young last I saw them, but his son would be his heir. Eamond's wife, Queen Argella, is cousin to King Emmerich, so she is likely acting as regent. Whatever is necessary to keep Bangarai from falling. If the situation in Bangarai is as dire as it sounds, I expect Emmerich will send a Lion Guard. But they will have to muster and march from Wayrest, so it will take time. Still, if Evermore can hold out against the Reachmen, aid will eventually come.
Did I overhear correctly? Faharajad asked you to go to Evermore? Sounds like that place is shaping up to be a real trouble spot. I wish I could come along, but the guild's got me doing something else. Probably not nearly so interesting. Of course. That's a big city, though. Wouldn't want to drop you on top of some unfortunate merchant. How about the bridge right outside the gates? I've heard the Reachmen are at the gates, but that could just be a figure of speech. One portal to the gates of Evermore right here for you. Good luck. From what I've heard, you're gonna need it. Well, that's what Simone said, but she's a shameless gossip. Furthermore, she might have meant it as a figure of speech. Surely the Reachmen aren't literally at the gates. At least, I hope they're not. For Evermore's sake. And for yours. Well, it's a long story. I was a novice, and then there was this herd of swine. I meant to send them to Northglen, just outside Evermore, but I got a syllable wrong and... Anyway, I'm not allowed to open a portal into the guild there anymore.
Thief, this one. Your thing's safer with a zombie than in some stuffy vault.
How may I serve?
people, the noise, the chaos. Is it strange that I find it comfortable?